Alright, good evening. Welcome back to Super Mario Dreamworld 2. I'm Doseku. Let's finish this thing. Now, anyway, if you notice, we're skipping the 2, 3 levels there because they're not really necessary anymore. So, we're just gonna bum rush our way through this game. Now, if you notice, the path to our right, you don't want to take that path, because doing so will put you into a loop which requires you to use a power-up, which it doesn't have in that, which the room itself won't have. Therefore, you'd have to pull it out of your inventory, and you're screwed if you don't have it in your inventory, because then you'll never leave that room. Alright now, let's equip the Hammer suit and let's ride the Dodo to freedom. Now right here, you gotta be a little careful. See, this guy comes, and as soon as his second turn, you have to jump and be careful. But, even if you do miss, make sure you don't hit those spikes, because those spikes are, let's face it, they're death spikes. One hit, you're dead. Of course, you got this pots here that spit out black birds instead of ghosts, but they're still just as annoying. Oh, alright, it's time to take on the, Super Fuzzy. Now, the Super Fuzzy here is, well, as you can already tell, he's no different from any of the boss you fought in the game, except now he's using, he's spotting enemies that use the game maker's bounce engine, or bounce feature. They move quite slow, and are really no threat to you at all if you just move around just slightly. Plus, they're only in the level for a certain amount of time before they just disappear. And he's gone. Alright. You know what? I think it's time to pay a visit to a shop. So let's go and take a look at it. And here we are. Now, this is the shop. These are items you can buy in it. Your boots there will give you visibility against spikes. The Judgment Cloud will actually make you temporarily invincible. Now, one thing to remember though, is something that this game does not tell you, is that these items are one time only. That means if you die, which you will die in this game, you lose that item. That is actually the real difference between the fire flower there and the Yoshi's Island fire flower that you can see in the inventory screen. Now, of course I'm going to stock up, but it's kind of useless because I'll die anyway very, very soon. But you're not going to see that. Or you're going to see the endless frustration I took after finding out that, well, frankly, that I bought 5 for no reason at all. Alright. Now let's take on the next castle, shall we? Now this also is a frustrating level in a sense. That... Oh, that sucks. Well... Yeah, as you can tell, my fire flowers that I stocked up along with the cloud are all gone. But the thing is, you need the fire flower for this level, at least to get past this first portion here, because there's about 3 or 4 different birds just to the side of this pillar that are swinging around, that are going left and right. If you don't have your fire flower ability or some kind, they're going to hit you, and they're going to hit you a lot while you're waiting for this. It's a minimum of at least 2 hits just to get to this thing down here. Now once you get to this part, it's slightly easier, but you still want to get rid of those birds because they're still going to be a pain in your ass. Now, this level also has something else that's very evident in this final world here. Just like the level before, you have to take the correct path, because if you don't take the correct path, you're going to put yourself on a loop, and you're going to get screwed royally. This level, much like many levels in this particular world, have multiple paths that lead absolutely nowhere and loop right back around to the beginning. And you can get lost endlessly in those areas. Hell, the ghost ship? I could never find the key in when I went exploring for it. I went everywhere I could never find the key. But anywho, let's grab ourselves a potion. Like so. And let's not go to that door up there, because going to that door up there will put us back in the other room, in the middle where you'd have to hit a switch. Rather, let's go off to our right here since we finish off these blocks. And go to this little water area. Now these squids in here, the bloopers in here really serve no purpose. They're easily avoidable, and you don't have to deal with them. What you want to do is you want to go up right here, and you want to jump to the right over there. This is the only place where you're going to find the key. And this also features probably, I think, the first time you're going to see an auto-scrolling section in this game. Actually, second time if you have already been to the first level of this world. As you can tell, it's infuriatingly slow. Infuriatingly slow. Now, imagine this, and then enemies all over the place while you're trying to wait to get across. That's basically the gist of the level 1 of this world, at least the second half of it. So you really didn't miss much by the level that we managed to skip. Yoink! Alright, sweet, we got the key. Now we can finally move on with this place. But first, we gotta exit by going through Where was that door? Oh yeah, right above where we got the potion. That's where we gotta go through. So let's head over. Boom. Of course, we'll grab another potion really quickly, just in case we need it. And this switch here serves no purpose. All we gotta do is head straight up. Right here. Of course, we get the much vaunted frog suit. This frog suit actually is probably one of the better suits in this game. You don't find it very often, but when you do, it's useful. As you can see, I'm struggling with the, well, let's face it, this level design here. For some reason, Frog Mario does not like to come around corners, or go around edges very well. But in the end, we'd managed to make it. Yay! All the while, we gotta learn to dodge Sparkies, things like that, and birds that are lying around. That's a neat little feature that these birds lose their skin, turn into skeletal birds on first hit. Which is actually pretty cool, because if you're not careful, you could be running at them and hoping to get by them, but you only skeletize it, and therefore take another hit. Now, once again, like I said, for this last level, at least this, the Spiral Tower in this part, if you do not take the correct path, you're going to be looping, and you're going to be screwed. But, we're at the boss, let's go take a look at what it is. Of course. In true Dreamworld 2 fashion, our boss is just an oversized version of an earlier enemy, and just as useless. Now, unlike the Puffball boss, this thing does spew projectiles, but like the Puffball boss, the main boss itself is kind of useless, because really, nothing's going to hit us. And there he goes. Yay! That's the last star! And that means you can finally move on to the final level. Now, of course, before we do that, we still gotta go through one last mandatory non-boss level. And that's the waterfall. Now, this might very well be the easiest stage in the game. Because all you gotta do is go down. That's it. Now, of course, this world loops like so. So it's very easy just to swing from side to side and really avoid anything. fact, the only real threat in this level is those little fish things that show up on the waterfall itself. Because if you're not careful, you're not looking, they can hurt you, they can kill you. Now, there's really nothing much to say about this level. I believe there's one item here that we're going to try to get, which will be coming up upon fairly soon. Ah, here it is. Let's break these blocks, see what's inside them. Whoop. Whoop. Come on. Yeah. Alright, it's a feather. Now, as of yet, I don't know what the feathers are for, but I do know there's a rocket that we're going to come by really quickly, but it requires around, what was it? 30 feathers to access. But right there is the last mandatory non-boss level. So, let's go back and save, shall we? Alright, save complete. It's time to finally finish this game once and for all. So horror lies in that castle down below. Ah, no horror at all. The standard Super Mario Bros. 3 castle with a deflated cactus and a mushroom that just says help. Why is it there? I don't know. The game doesn't bother telling us anything. Alright. And here we are, folks. This is it. The final level of the game. Now, I'm gonna spoil something for you here. As far as the story goes in this game, it's non-existent. You're not told why we're doing anything. We're not even really rewarded for it. So I have no idea why Mario's fapping about trying to defeat this guy. And it's never, ever going to be explained. Now you may be asking yourself, or asking me, Mario doesn't need a story. Kind of true, but at least in the earlier Mario games, even from the first one, it told you what you were doing, at least in the manual. And in the game itself, you knew you were rescuing the princess. Here, no, you don't see that at all. Nothing gets explained to us. In fact, the only hint of plot that you see was what we saw in that first part of the castle with that little mushroom going to help. That is the only bit of story this game tells you. But again, I guess it's par for the course, since that's one of the biggest issues I have with this game is it doesn't explain shit. Half these moves, it's not going to tell you anything. Doesn't tell you about its super jump. Doesn't even let you know that the flower flowers that look like regular flower flowers are only one-time items. A lot of the worlds in this game are, and it's been told by other people who've commented on this with me, is big, fairly empty, with enemies, if enemies are present, they're usually in the most dickish places possible. The boss fights are a large disappointment, usually being fairly easy, and maybe only difficulty coming from the boss is the fact that they sometimes move randomly and sprout enemies, if at all. So with that said, will this boss actually be tougher than any other boss in this game? Well, that's something we have to find out. And here we are. This, my friend, is the game's final boss. Now, what he does is, he usually comes in for like one hit, then he scrolls back to the middle screen, and he spews two flame bros at us, or fry guys. Now, the fry guys are actually the toughest part of this fight. Not right now, because as you whittle the boss down, the fry guys go into different patterns. Now, here's the thing. This level does not give you any power-ups to take this guy on. If you come in here as Vanilla Mario, you are in for a world of hurt, and this boss will be impossible. In fact, this setup here is what you will need if you're going to actually do any kind of damage to this boss and make this fight go quick. Because if you don't, at most you're going to hit the main guy for like 5 to 10. And that's with Fire Flower and Ice. So this moon here, this moon helps a lot. Now the pattern these guys take is really just bigger and bigger circles. Now, of course, once we whittle whatever this guy is down to, I guess right around here, he'd actually be spewing little flame walkers, but the flame walkers can be killed by ice, and if you're firing as quick as you need to actually do any damage to the fry guys, you're actually going to kill the flame walkers anyway. But again, if you come into this with anything but this, you're in for a long, tedious fight. And there he goes. Boom. So, what's the reward for finishing this guy? Let's find out. It's nothing. There is no reward. This is essentially the game's credits. Again, there's no purpose for us doing this at all. We're not told who we're fighting, what we're doing, and why. Most of the levels in this game, well, most of the deaths in this game are due to this game's own bullshit, period. Half these power-ups you won't even really need at all. In fact, something I've actually learned recently, is, well, one of the earlier levels I had a hammer bro suit like this where you can shoot hammers. Then I equipped a fire flower on top of it so you can shoot flaming hammers, right? But in doing so, I removed the Hammer Brothers ability. So the flaming hammer no longer had hammer stats to it. It wouldn't break yellow blocks. Ugh. Anyway, that's it. This has been Super Mario Dreamworld 2. Thanks for sticking in with me through this horrible, horrible fan game. And I hope you have a good day.